Give me liberty or give me death. Dominic fights for his life in the town square, surrounded by suits of armor. He's lost sight of all his allies, and is unable to tell if they're even still alive. Still, he fights on. He'd never give up, not when he's this close to the end. That bell would surely ring any minute, and bring an end to war. If the monarch follows through, then this world would belong to them. This is a fact that kept him fighting, even as his hope was lost. Fatigue started to settle in, making him move slower. As soon as his armor fell, so did his strength and resolve. He was surrounded, fighting in every direction.
Come on, 14, we can't hold the town square forever!
And just then, an arrow pierces through his shoulder. He stumbles back and falls to his knee before pushing it out. The flame was minuscule compared to what he felt back in Mazeo. Rising up, he starts to fight with anger, as well as determination. In a rage, he takes down the suits of armor even faster than before. Another arrow pierces his upper body, but nothing could stop him now. Keeping this arrow in, he grabs another sword that lay on the ground. Fighting with two of them, he's able to guard himself more efficiently. The suits of armor are arriving faster than he can kill them, however. Soon enough, he was surrounded by more suits than he could hope to kill. With no allies around him to come to his aid, he knew that things were dire. If Artem didn't ring that bell, then this could very well be his final stand. He throws his second sword to the ground and takes a deep breath. Reaching into one of his pockets, he pulls out a glimmering pendant. Oh boy. Oh boy, that pendant. That pendant he held on to and cost his loyalty. He grips it tight as if it was more important to him than his weapon. No, Dominic, no.
I guess this is it.
His fighting starts to become more desperate as tears blur his vision. No, Dominic. Fuck. No. No, I don't need more regret than it already is. You're my favorite character in this damn game. The fact he couldn't see any of his friends just hit him even more. He had to assume that everybody around him had fallen during battle.
Stay back! I'm warning you!
Dominic, no! He held out his sword as if to threaten. His hand trembles. The honor guard did not heed his warning and they closed in on him. Having no choice but to continue fighting, he let out labored grunts. Through his blurred vision, he's almost unable to make out anything. Saving grace is the contrast of the white suits over Baltea's decay. Using that as a guide, he's able to keep tracking down his enemies. He tries fighting his way in the direction of the archers. Those were more of a threat to him than the suits of its swords. In fact, he was certain that those archers had killed quite a few men. And unfortunately, he may not be the next one added to their count. An arrow shot through his gut, and he screams, falling back. Not a grievous wound, but he's immediately caught off guard. Something smashes into the back of his head, and he collapses. Turning around, he sees a suit, holding a rock, covered in his blood. An open wound to the back of his head starts staining the ground.
What?
He writhes on the ground, in pain and confusion. The suit kneels down and grabs the sword from the ground. It was the same one that Dominic had discarded moments earlier. He's surprised to see that the rest of the honor guard stands down. As if they acknowledged this one had deserved to deal the final blow. Dominic cries, looking up in horror as the suit raises up the sword. But before they can follow through with their thrust, something happens. An arrow pierces the suit of armor, and it crumbles to the ground. Dominic looks around in confusion. Had an ally finally come to his aid?
Dominic, give me your hand!
Shane? Dominic cries out softly, not sure what's going on. Last time he saw Shane, he tried to kill him and basically succeeded. But here he was now offering his hand. What was happening?
Domek, quick! You don't have much time.
Is Shane? What the fuck? Is sparing the life of my least favorite character going to save the life of my favorite character? I hope so, because if that's the case, then for once in this playthrough, I would be thankful of Shane.
Dominic shakes his head, but then realizes he has no other option. Grabbing Shane's hand, he accepts the help and rises to his feet. He stumbles forward, almost falling back down, but he doesn't. He presses his back against Shane, still a bit delirious. But his friend supports him as he draws a set of daggers. Confusion assails Dominic as everything was happening so fast.
There. We're even now.
Dominic nods.
So what do you say, Domek? Fight? Just like old times?
Dominic nods again as he raises his sword. A moment later, they both charge toward the suit of armors. Like a team, and like friends, they fight together once more.
Just keep it up, Domek. I'll patch you up as soon as we're safe.
Shane, talk to me. Why are you doing this?
But Shane doesn't answer, at least not before the bell is rung. Oh, thank goodness for Tim. A loud ringing fills the air, delivering the sound of hope to Domic's ears. Fartem had achieved his goal. That means his allies still lived. Domic goes to keep fighting, but Shane holds him back.
Domek, no! Look! It's over.
The honor guard turns to stare at the source of the ringing. Then they throw their swords to the ground without hesitation. Starting to march away, they abandon all their previous efforts.
We did it. I can't believe this.
Holy fucking shit. Sparing the life of my least favorite character. Made up for the lack of loyalty I created with my favorite. I never thought I would ever say this in my playthrough. But thank you, Shane. Thank you. But you're still a poorly written character. Without a word, Shane just stands there along with Domic. Together, as the ash rains down upon them, they watch their foes flee. Domic smiles, a few tears running down his face. Was it all really over? No, that wasn't the right way of looking at it. Things had just begun. The monarch had to finish it all. Diamond looked in the direction of the castle. His hope rises within him.
Monarch, good luck. We're all counting on you.
The town square is soon devoid of all foes. But now, without obstructed vision, Diamond can see all of his allies. They raise their swords in the air and start cheering. Balteus was theirs. And soon, the lives of the triumvirate would be theirs as well. They cheer the monarch's name, and then, that's all Domic can hear. But that's all he needed to hear, for the name of the monarch meant hope. Well, actually, it means personality in Basque, but okay. Oh, cool. Gears. The ringing of the bell echoes in my ears. It's almost deafening. I'm relieved to know that Fortem survived and succeeded. Me and Sophie stand in darkness. It's hard to see.
Here, you'll be needing this.
He hands me a torch that was hung against the wall.
And watch your step as we go up those stairs. If you fall off the edge, well, you know how high we are.
There should be guardrails then. I nod, The thought filled me with fright. I hold out the torch and see a bizarre sight before me. The walls are lined with gears, just like those on the blade. They spin and rotate in directions that they shouldn't. Makes no sense to me, but then again, neither does the blade. The gear on the blade spun in a way that was physically impossible. Fog lines the stairs leading up to the Triumvirate's chambers. I was confident a moment ago, but this sight fills me with unease. I've never seen anything like it, and it's very concerning to me. I couldn't see the edges of the stairs, and there was no railing. The slightest stumbling could send me back down to the atrium. I do need to go back there, but that's not the way I do it.
I have one piece of advice for you, Monarch. Don't let them talk to you. Just kill them with no question. All they'll do is try to justify their actions and earn your sympathy.
Sophie, because of my curiosity, I am so damn tempted to disobey your order.
They prey on the minds of the weak, of those that they can mold. I know you're strong, but they just have this way of convincing you. I'd hate to see that happen to you. So remember, kill them all.
But I do have a ton of questions. Why did they do the things they did? I get a strange feeling that it was more than just a drive for power that led them to overthrow the monarchy. I'm also wondering how. How did they manage to overthrow the monarchy? I tell them I don't care what they say to me. I'm here to kill them. They can speak to me all they wish. They accomplish nothing. That's not exactly true, though. An easy goal to have in mind, but in practice, guess I had no idea. I'd have to find out, however. Someone steps out of the room ahead of us. As they move toward us, I can see the white and gold on their cloak. A triumvirate. One of them left their chambers? I thought they didn't do that.
Sylvie, you've returned. Were we not clear enough? A permanent exile is non-negotiable.
But you said...
He turns to them and motions as if he's bleeding.
You said I could come back if I brought the blade. Is this not what you wanted? Was it not a test?
Sophie? The Triumvirate looks down at both of us and sighs.
You think that you can fool us so easily? We know where your allegiance lies, Sophie. There is nothing in this world we cannot see.
Sophie's gritted his teeth. I could tell that he was angry. I'm confused, but I trust him. I knew he was on my side. Okay, Sophie, that wasn't it. At least a decent attempt at deception, but okay. At least that's what I thought. Everything changes in an instant.
Everything I did for you. Were you really too foolish to realize that? My attempt to help the rebellion was only an act.
Are you saying that and being legit?
Or are you still trying to deceive them? What?
I've brought the enemy and the blade to your doorstep. Even after this, you deny me my redemption.
I have a feeling that Sophie is just messing with us. I immediately try to run, but Sophie grabs my left arm. As much as I struggle, it's no use. He's too strong. I'm filled with fright. How could he do this?
You've done nothing but bring an armed enemy into our home. Your judgment is clouded, Sophie. We decline your offer.
No!
A second after, Sophie phases the blade into his hands. Then, much to my regret, he slices through my armless Eve. Sophie, you bastard. I scream, and then from the elbow down, almost nothing remains.
Then take this as an offering. That arm will never again be used against you. Before all of us, the monarch is defenseless.
That's why he swapped our blade around. He wanted to make the Triumvir think we were left-handed. I mean, shit.
I wish you told us our plan so that I would be kind of prepared for you cutting off my left arm, but...
Then again, he wouldn't want me to, accidentally let the Triumvir know what he's about to do, because if I accidentally let that go off, well then they'd know this was an act and I would have lost my left arm for nothing, but that's why he did it. He wanted to make them think that my left arm was my sword arm. I don't feel anything, almost as if my body numbs itself from the trauma. But the sight is all too real. My lower arm limp and dead on the floor. Blood spurts from the room, and I look at Sophie in disbelief. He makes direct eye contact with me, and then looks at the torch. He's still gripping it tightly, when things make sense. Was he trying to fool them? I still have used my good arm. Yes! He's using every method he can to deceive them. Slump against the wall and use a torch to burn the wound shut. Yep,
Oh! Alright! Yeah, you can totally do that. You can use burns to, seal, wounds. Alright.
Alright. A disgusting smell fills the air, and I can hear crackling and sizzling. That's all I can do as I watch Sophie ascend the stairs with the blade.
Yeah, use burns to close off the, veins and arteries so you don't bleed yourself to death. That's right.
You continue to surprise us, Sophie. Very well. Let us talk.
The Triumvir looks down at my scabbard. They definitely believe Sophie removed my dominant arm. I don't know why any of this is happening, but I let it all unfold. I trust him.
Thank you, Master. I am sorry for letting you down in the past. I can only hope that this offering is enough to please you.
He continues to walk up the stairs slowly as if somewhat scared. If I were him, I wouldn't want to make any sudden movements either. The Triumvirate has the advantage here. All we can do is try our best.
Remove threats to ensure the continued reign of Alestia's leaders. Is that not what you wanted? Is that not the role of the Grand Inquisitor?
As he speaks, he reaches the top of the stairs and faces his master. The Triumvirate lets out another loud sigh and proceeds to nod a few times. By now, I'm almost coherent again, and the wound bleeds no more, burnt shut.
You are right. Kneel, Sophie, and pledge your loyalty. Then, turn that blade on the monarch and take his soul. That's all we need. The blade and the power inside him.
Sophie immediately drops the blade to his side and kneels down. It hits the ground with a loud metallic clang and rests there motionless.
Yes, whatever you say, I will continue to serve. As the Grand Inquisitor, I have only one goal. Removing threats to the throne of Alestia.
He trembles, frightened, as the Triumvir nods.
And I shall start with you.
Oh! A moment later, the blade disappears from the ground, but it doesn't return to Sophie's hand, or even mine. It phases directly through the chest of the Triumvir.
Sophie!
He rises to his feet and grabs the handle of the blade. I can see tears streaming from his eyes, sad at what he's done. He's shaking, as if he almost refuses to believe that this is real.
I hate that you're making me do this. I hate the man that you've made me become.
Sophie.
And a moment later, he pulls out the blade. Then, with a harsh kick, the triumvirate flies off the edge. I can hear them scream as they fall, and then the screams fade. Sylvie drops the blade, and then drops back down to his knees. They start walking up the stairs, shocked at what I just saw. One of them was dead? Now only 2 more remain.
Monarch, I'm sorry. I think this is the end for me. Honestly, it has been. For a long time.
How would this scene play out if Sylvie wasn't on our side? I'm curious. I summoned the blade back into my hand. It was clear that he needed some consolation. But a second later, I realized I'd never get the chance. With tears in his eyes, he throws himself off the edge of the stair. Oh. There was no need to do that, but okay. Start to run up the stairs, but it's no use. It's far too late when I get to the top. He falls, let out no scream. His face is his edge with courage, unlike his master. There was nothing I could do. Oh, Sylvie. I couldn't waste a second now that I was here. Mourning him, or crying, would only result in death. I'm full of regret. How could I save the world if I couldn't even save him? That worry rises within me as I slowly enter the Triumvirate's chambers. I have no idea what awaited me, but I knew that it would be the end. Either the end of the Triumvirate, or the end of myself.